What's up, y'all? This is the Venus Journey podcast where we discuss, enjoy, and analyze music and artists. This first episode is going to be about Chloe Bailey, whose name has been on a lot of people's lips. She just dropped her first album, In Pieces, a couple of weeks ago at the end of March. I listened to it the other week and it wasn't bad. Chloe is an amazing producer, an amazing vocalist. I am a Chloe and Halle stan. I loved Ungodly Hour. I loved The Kids Are All Right. So the parts of this album that I really enjoyed, I specifically really enjoyed the transitions, the interlude tracks, because it reminded me of that Chloe and Halle sound. It had that haunting quality that I really enjoy from her. The individual tracks, each of them on their own, they were fine. My favorite song from the album is definitely Make It Look Easy. In Pieces is also a beautiful song. Really like that one. Body Do is catchy, but the singles that she chose, I didn't necessarily care for those too much. I don't think that they gave what needed to be gave when it came to captivating the audience, finding something, a sound that has a lot of replay value that was going to climb the charts. I've said that, and I've seen other people say as well, that Cheat Back is like Chloe's Irreplaceable. Sonically, it reminds me of Irreplaceable. And the fact that it was chosen to be a single, the fact that Future is featured on it, I really feel as though, first of all, I feel like the Future feature was a misstep. I feel like pretty much all the features on this album were wasted, and I hate that. I don't like the track that Missy features on. I hate the fact that like a Missy feature was fumbled. I've seen people say that they enjoy that song, but I didn't care for it too much, and I just feel like I feel like Missy could have been better utilized on this album. But back to Cheat Back, I don't think that Future was the right person for her to collaborate with. I understand, like, on a surface level, it's like collaborating with Future, who has gotten hits and things like that. It makes sense if you're trying to get a hit, but I don't think Cheat Back is a hit. When we talk about it being reminiscent of Irreplaceable was a hit in 2006 for a reason. The people that Beyonce brought in to write and to produce that record at that time, it was formulated to be a hit. It was by no means the best song on B-Day. Any true Beyonce fan or any true music fan knows that there were a lot of other better songs on B-Day, but that song was created to be a pop hit, and it was. This song, Cheat Back, is not a hit in 2023, and I don't think that Future featuring just because he's a popular artist, it doesn't change that, because it doesn't bring enough to the song beyond just his celebrity to make it a hit. The How Does It Feel song with Chris Brown, she got a lot of backlash for working with Chris Brown for obvious reasons. I think that song is the one that's performing the best right now, but it's not a hit. You know, it's not charting. I think it's like bubbling under. So it's still not a hit song. The album came in and debuted on the Billboard Hot 200s at 119. A lot of people saw that as a failure or a flop. Me personally, I don't see it as a failure or a flop, because it makes sense to me based on where Chloe is right now as a solo artist. It's clear that she is still very much looking for her sound, figuring out who she is as an artist. We knew who Chloe was when she was with Halle, but it's clear that her identity as Chloe, the solo artist, is still very much under construction. And as a Black woman and as an artist myself, I have no problem extending grace and understanding where she's at in her journey. But I also understand that lack of knowing who she is and confidently displaying to us who she is as an artist is a big reason why there's a disconnect between her and the general population. She has her core audience. Her shows are doing extremely well. She's touring, and the clips that I've seen, she's doing an amazing job because she's an amazing performer. And I'm so proud of her and so happy for her that she's having this experience with her fans. But when it comes to connecting with the general public and letting the public know, this is who I am, this is the music I'm making, this is the audience I'm trying to connect to, she's not there yet. She's not there yet. And because she doesn't have those identifiable markers, it's really hard to market for her successfully. And that's why she's coming in and debuting where she is on the charts. Not to mention, people bring up the fact that she should have stayed with Chloe and Halle for a little bit longer before going solo. And I've thought about this in relation to Beyonce and Destiny's Child. When it comes to the number of years of how long Beyonce stayed with Destiny's Child before she went solo, it's similar with Chloe. 5 or 6 years between when that first album with the group dropped, or when they first started gaining notoriety as a group, and then when they went solo. But the difference is that Destiny's Child had the experience of getting hit after hit after hit and climbing the charts and making this huge impact on pop culture as a group for several years before Beyonce went solo. Chloe and Halle did not have that. They had like one top 40 hit, which was Do It, which was great, and people loved it. Ungodly Hour, I want to say it came in on Billboard at like number 23 or something like that. So the album did pretty good. However, we have to remember this was in 2020. Their album came out the summer of 2020 when the whole world is dealing with COVID. This was their first foray into making music that really appealed to adults, because before that they were still children. They were still making music that children could listen to. So they didn't have the time and the experience of racking up hit after hit after hit and really understanding what the formula for how to get a hit was before Chloe went solo, before Halle had to step away and start filming for The Little Mermaid. So that's really the difference between the Destiny's Child and Chloe and Halle comparison. That's why Chloe, the solo artist, doesn't have a hit record yet. All in all, I think Halle is a sweet girl, extremely talented, and she is going to continue to grow into who she is as a young woman, as an artist. And I have faith that she's going to find her way. I think that a lot of changes are going to have to take place in her team, in her personal development, in the way that she connects to audiences. A lot of things are going to have to shift and change. And I think people need to stop expecting her to be the second coming of Beyonce just because she is mentored by Beyonce, signed to Parkwood. Just because she is connected to Beyonce doesn't mean that she is benefiting from everything that Beyonce benefited from that made her a pop icon and a pop star in her time. A lot of things are different. There are a lot of different factors. So just because we can see Beyonce's influence on Chloe doesn't necessarily mean that her trajectory is going to be the same. For her next project and her next body of work, I would definitely like to see a more cohesive vision for the album. In the meantime, I will be watching to see how Chloe continues to grow in her artistry and supporting where I can support. If you enjoyed this episode and this analysis, please go ahead and like the video, subscribe, and turn on post notifications so that you know when I am posting the next video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Please keep it respectful and have an amazing week. Peace.